Hi, everyone. Welcome back to TCM Talk. Hi there. Hi, welcome, and thanks to everyone watching us on the replay or on YouTube. I'm Kirsten Cowan. I'm a licensed acupuncturist and herbalist here in Oakland, California. I'm also the creator of Angelica and Peony, Radiant Natural Health and Beauty, a natural skincare and healthcare company. Joining me, as always, is my colleague Denise Chikudo, licensed acupuncturist and herbalist in Alameda and San Francisco. She's just tweeting out our scope to her followers. And I want to let you know right away that you can find links to everything that we discuss during our scopes on our Pinterest board, bit.ly/periscope pins. And you can find archives of all of our broadcasts on our YouTube channel, bit.ly/TCM Talk Vids. So, Denise, let's talk about sex.
Yeah,
some more.
Let's do it. So, in this part, we're going to talk more about different conditions and how Chinese medicine sees different conditions, and how they might be related to some other stuff that's going on in your life, maybe medications or other situations in your life. Mm-hmm. And so you might go, oh, okay, acupuncture can help with that. Great.
Exactly. Yeah. Acupuncture and Chinese medicine offer a lot of resources with all kinds of issues that can interfere with having a happy and satisfying sexual life. So, basically, everything in Chinese medicine is seen as about a balance. We're looking at a balance, and problems are caused by, very generally speaking, either an excess of something, too much of a certain type of energy in the body that interferes with proper, with normal activity, or a deficiency, so not enough of something. So that's basically, broadly speaking, what we're going to talk about. So similarly, too much sex can be seen as a source of some problems in TCM, as well as not enough sex also leads to problems. So you want to talk a little bit about one of those and what kind of problems it can lead to?
Well, okay, so I'll talk about not enough sex. Well, how do you know if you're not having enough sex? You'll probably know. It really depends on, your desire, obviously, but it can have to do with more emotional symptoms such as depression, sadness, a sense of frustration, or maybe you're somebody who is somebody who just identifies as asexual. Then that's perfectly normal for you. But in a TCM perspective, sometimes it can be not having enough sex can lead to pelvic problems such as painful periods in women, some heat symptoms like headaches, and we have more listed on the second page.
Yeah.
Things like that. So if you're a person who's not having enough sex and you want to have more sex, these may be some signs that will help you talk to your acupuncturist about, and saying, I'm not having enough sex. If painful periods, it can be because sex is activity, it's exercise, and it's definitely helping everything in your lower abdomen, your genitals, and your reproductive organs to actually get some qi, get some blood moving in the area.
I wanted to say, actually, too, the definition in traditional Chinese medicine, when we talk about, this or that condition caused by having too much sex or not enough sex, what is meant by that, because sex is a pretty broad term that can mean a lot of things, what it specifically means actually is orgasm.
Right.
For, it's for someone with a penis, you're really talking usually about ejaculation, but orgasm in general. And then for women, it's achievement of orgasm. So sex with a partner is part of it, and can cause its own type of frustration if you're not having that. But what we're really talking about, actually, that can lead to some of these, or can, is seen as leading to some of these issues, is lack of orgasm.
Yes, that's true. Good thing to point out.
The more you know.
So beyond orgasm, there's no definition for how sex plays out for somebody, right?
Exactly.
It's not about who you're having sex with, or what their gender is,
or what you're doing together.
It's about orgasm.
Yeah.
Right. So you want to talk about symptoms that can happen with too much sex?
Yeah, exactly. So too much sex also can bring us into some problems. So again, you may know if you're overdoing it. But some of the symptoms that can be an indicator that this could be an area of your life that you're out of balance, or you're expending energy out of your body in that way, and that you don't have to spare, are specifically things like low backache, knee aching, blurred vision, dizziness, frequent urination, or even incontinence of urine. And all of those things in Chinese medicine are kind of connected to the kidney level, which especially governs sexual activity, and especially ejaculation.
Mm-hmm. And the liver as well, with the dizziness and the blurred vision.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So basically, those are kind of indicators that you are using energy that you don't have to spare, and your body is taking it from somewhere else in order to make up the deficit.
Right. And I think the next topic we have is liver qi stagnation, and just qi stagnation in general. It can be caused by lack of sexual satisfaction, and also right, that one. Yes, it can also, another sign can be erectile dysfunctions.
Mm-hmm.
Low libido, painful periods, and pelvic pain as well.
Yeah, those can all be part of a qi stagnation, basically lack of energy flow, especially with the liver organ system. We have some stuff on our Pinterest board, I think, talking about the organ systems in Chinese medicine,
Mm-hmm.
but that's the way that we understand the interconnections of energetic flow in the body. And in this one, this is a place where, the lack of sexual satisfaction leading to liver qi stagnation, or qi stagnation in general, that is about orgasm, but that is also about, has an emotional component. So, a person may be having sex but really not feel like they're connecting with their partner, mm-hmm. or not feeling satisfied, which can mean, all kinds of things, including outside of the bedroom. And we generally say qi stagnation and liver qi stagnation caused by frustration, built up, pent up emotions, mm-hmm. and that can really come into play in people's sexual lives, of course. So that's something that your acupuncturist can help you with. In 2 weeks, we'll be talking more about some specific treatments, acupressure points, things folks can do at home, herbs and essential oils to address kind of all of these things in different ways.
Including the point that somebody wrote an article about the orgasm point.
Ooh. Tune in 2 weeks. That's a teaser trailer right there.
Yeah. All right. And you want to talk a little bit about, yes, I want to talk about excess yang and heart fire. If somebody has a really high libido, excess libido, or if somebody has premature ejaculation, those are signs that could possibly be too much yang energy or heart fire.
So those can have either physical or emotional causes. And again, excess libido, is kind of emphasis on excess in that sense. It's, excess for you. So, desire, but not the ability to, but you're having those kinds of symptoms, mm-hmm. Connected to having too much sex, or you just feel like you can't get satisfied. That can be because of that excess yang energy. And again, both physical and emotional causes can contribute to that.
Yeah, and as we said in the last scope, when we talk about excess and deficiency, or excess and low, again, it's not a moral judgment. It's just, as Kirsten was talking about, it's about excess for you in your life, or low in your life and how it relates to you. Your acupuncturist should not tell you you're having too much sex or your libido is too high. They should always consider how it works in your life. Mm-hmm. Thanks for joining us. I see some more people are joining us. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm going to hold up the sign again for people coming in.
Yes, you can find everything that we discuss, links to everything we discuss on our Pinterest board, bit.ly/periscope pins, and archives of all of our scopes on our YouTube channel, bit.ly/TCM Talk Vids.
Thanks. All right.
So another type of Chinese medicine condition that we often see in the clinic is called kidney yin deficiency. So the kidneys are really governing the organ system, the kind of energetic base that governs our reproductive system, our sexual system, and that kind of energy. And having a deficiency of yin, this is something that maybe perimenopausal or menopausal women might definitely start to experience. And some of the symptoms that might be connected with that would be an excess libido without the ability to orgasms. You can imagine that's very frustrating. You've got this kind of fiery energy because there's not a lot of water in the body, but you don't have enough energy to bring yourself all the way to orgasm and to satisfaction. So that can become a little bit of a vicious circle. Having kind of sexual thoughts and dreams, again, without, sort of sex on the brain a lot, but not feeling like you're able to be satisfied. And vaginal dryness, a physical symptom that can certainly interfere with satisfying sex life. All things that Chinese medicine and herbs, acupuncture are very, very effective for.
Mm-hmm. And on the flip side is low libido, and that can be caused by kidney yang deficiency and not enough fire in the body to have desire for sex. That can also in another way lead to inability to achieve orgasm or ejaculation.
Yeah,
and they're both different sides of the kidney function in Chinese medicine. This is the kidney yang side, and Kirsten was talking about the kidney yin side.
Exactly, the balance of fire and water in the body, very, very important for sexual function.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think the next one's about the balance of fire
and water.
Also
fire and water. So with sexual stuff, it's great to talk about fire and water because it's very romantic and it's very evocative. So we can break out of just yin and yang and talk about fire and water. So part of the balance of fire and water in the body is in Chinese medicine is seen as communication between the heart and the kidneys. So this is in some ways kind of between the brain and the body, between the spirit, the cognitive or the consciousness and the unconsciousness need to be in communication with each other and not be separated from each other. So that syndrome, heart and kidney not communicating, kind of the consciousness and the unconsciousness not being in balance with each other, can lead to also lots of sexual types of symptoms like inability to achieve orgasm in particular. And it can kind of come from either direction. It can be a physical cause that leads to, that can then start to have emotional side effects. So you can feel very agitated and frustrated and have insomnia along with those physical symptoms. Or it can go in the other direction. If you have a lot of anxiety, fear, and worry, that can start to affect you on a physical level, and you'll find yourself, with those sexual problems like low libido or inability to achieve orgasm.
And also, I wanted to say that I've been doing a lot of reading about the heart and the fire element in the past couple weeks, and that problems with low heart energy, talking about what we would call in Chinese medicine heart blood deficiency or heart qi deficiency, can lead to inability to connect with your partner emotionally. So that's another way that would contribute to the heart and kidney not communicating with each other.
Exactly. It could be kind of checked out, we might say, or something like that. So again, that's something that, one might not think of talking to their acupuncturist about, but we actually have tools to help you, kind of ground yourself in your body at those times.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another TCM perspective is called spleen qi deficiency, which in general we like to talk a lot about spleen qi deficiency in Chinese medicine because it's so prevalent, especially in today's society. When people burn the candle at both ends, their bodies are just really, really tired all the time. You wake up tired, you go throughout your day tired. And as far as sex goes, this can lead to erectile dysfunction.
Yeah, the spleen is kind of like the cooking pot of the body. That's where all our energy comes from, and it governs the muscles. So in the traditional texts, that's how they kind of explained that connection. That if you don't have you don't have enough energy in your muscles, that particular muscle is not going to work.
Right.
But in fact, and it definitely makes sense because there's a symptom of spleen qi deficiency is flaccidity in general,
Right.
kind of lack of muscle tone,
Right.
exhaustion, kind of sinking, down bearing. So it makes sense that if your energy is sinking down, you're going to have trouble getting it up. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think we have one more category.
Oh yeah. So this is So the final category of sort of Chinese medicine concepts that we wanted to talk about is called Jing, or essence. And this has a lot of different meanings, but the one that I particularly kind of wanted to mention is the idea, that we might say we call it also your constitution, that level, that you inherit it from your parents. You're kind of born with a certain quantity of it. And this is the part that's going to determine what's normal for you, or what your what your set point is, exactly what your range is. So, what's a normal kind of level of libido for you? What's a normal amount of sexual activity for you? And some of that is going to come from your genetics. It's going to come from, what you were given before you were born and the lifestyle that you've lived up until this point. So there's a notion that you kind of get issued your amount of essence, your amount of Jing. And you use that during sexual activity, especially ejaculation. And menstruation also, and childbirth, I
Absolutely,
think, or things that take from that storehouse, so there are things we can do to conserve our essence, and kind of shore up our reserves a little bit, but there is a certain aspect in which what you got is what you got, and that's what you have to work with, and it's going to be part of of establishing what's normal and healthy for you.
Yep. That's true. And we'll talk more about things that can preserve your Jing, your essence, in the next Periscope, which will be on Thursday, May 19th is our next set of scopes. That's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And join us here, and we'll be talking more specifically about, like Kirsten said earlier, practices like Qigong and herbs and acupuncture and essential oils and other traditional Chinese medicine things that can help you have better sex. And let's show the links again. Yes, we have.
One more time, this is where you can find us online. You can also email us, traditionalchinesemedicinetalk@gmail.com. If you have questions that you'd like us to answer on an upcoming show, we're very happy to do that.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.
See you in a couple weeks.